So this is the artist presentation of James Turrell from the class Art 1170 from the section CO1 of class Culture to our instructor Mandy Aspisel. And the presenters of the presentation are Sharanjit Kaur and
Jagdeep Singh Kingra.
So further going with this, the artist, so a little intro about the James Turrell. James Turrell is an American artist who is born on May 6, 1943 and primarily concerned with the light and space. James Turrell has innovated photographic techniques that allow lights to have a physical presence. As a child, Turrell developed an interest in cosmological phenomena, owing in part to flights he took with his father, an aeronautical engineer. Turrell earned his own pilot license at the age of 16. Turrell creates color light installations that appear to possess mass and take up space as cubes, pyramids, and tunnels. To a little content that we are going to present in our presentation is, first we are going to talk about the Etendrine of 2013 of James Turrell, one of his work, and the next is Ephraim, and the further the Twilight Epiphany, Into the Light, Light Matter, Seeing the Light with James Turrell, and the last one is Meeting.
The first project of James Turrell that we are going to present is Etendrine of the year 2013. Turrell's site-specific piece for his upcoming Guggenheim exhibition uses both natural light and filtered LEDs to create the graduated effect, with the mechanism of work hidden from view, named after an Egyptian god. Etendrine is Turrell's. So the second project of James Turrell is Ephraim of the year 1966. They are the works like atrium white, where pure light is projected to create the illusion of floating white cubes. Two projector beams of light came together to create what appeared to be a floating cube during an exhibition at the Whitney in 1980. A woman leaned against one of his walls of light, thinking it would support her. She fell backwards, breaking her wrist. She eventually sued the artist. So his third project is Twilight Epiphany of the year 2012. Unlike many of his other skyscrapers, Twilight Epiphany changes the color of the light on the inside of aperture to correspond the sun's position in the sky.
And the further the presentation goes with one of the work of James Turrell, which is Into the Light, or so-called the light inside, which actually present really an effective and reflective to the eyes. So going with the presentation, if I talk about my personal experience, then I guess a few months back I went to the James Turrell Museum, where I can express my what the personal experience of mine was. Further, at first the audience were invited to enter in a small groups and walk up some stairs which once inside the space. It was impossible to tell how big the space. It was impossible to tell how curved the walls were and how far away the back wall was. The pink squarish shape at the very back blew my mind. I had no idea where I was in relation to it. Could I have reached out a hand and touched it, or would I have just fallen flat on the face? To this day, I have really no idea about the experience at the light inside. Further, the work of James Turrell is deeply influenced by the optical science, and there are many complex pieces of mathematics that I am sure go into every piece. But for me, his work is almost more of a spiritual experience than a mathematical or even a conceptual one. His work makes me feel peaceful, content, and in awe of the power of natural forces, and I strongly believe his work should be considered very important in contemporary art. And one of the last work of James Turrell that I am actually going to present in my presentation is The Meeting, which is really timeless, classical, beautiful, and I think it's the modern. Since the 1986, it's one of the project in the New York Museum of Modern Annex Art. In this project, it might seem so simple to you, but it's definitely not. But what the actual is, he simply cut a hole known as an ulcus in the ceiling and invited viewers to sit and enjoy it. At sunrise and sunset, the color of the sky changes the tint of the walls of the room, and so the experience through the passage of the day, it's referred to as a naked eye observatory. And at the very last, here are the references that I actually have the photographs, and that's everything.